It's WRVS 89.9, your community voice and home of Elizabeth City's best variety of R&B. Clay Mercer here with you, fourth Wednesday of the month, and you know what that means, Conversations with the Chancellor. And of course, I'm here with the Chancellor of Elizabeth City State University, Dr. Carrie Dixon. Chancellor Dixon, welcome to your show, and always something to talk about. We got a lot to get into.
Oh, yes, a lot to get into. And hello, listeners. Thank you for joining us again this month.
Yeah, always we have a special guest. We'll get to our special guest in a few moments, but we want to talk a little bit about the Founders Day Scholarship Gala. It was a special moment here for ECSU. Every year we do it. It always brings people together.
Right.
It's a time for everyone to put on that tie or put on that tux and really step out and look good for one evening.
Oh,
and
yes.
the gala was special too. So it all took place earlier this month, back on March 11th. And talk a little bit about your experience, Chancellor. I know last year you enjoyed it. It was, and COVID kind of changed things a little bit. We were doing things, virtually, and finally people were able to kind of be in person, and it was it was a lot of fun for everyone. So talk a little bit about your experience for the Founders Day Scholarship Gala and the events that surrounded the gala.
Oh, yeah. So first of all, it was just amazing to be in person after 2 years of having the Founders Day virtual event. So it was good to see everyone. We sold the event out. We had over 400 people there for the celebration of our Founders Day and our foundation board. And so we're celebrating 132 years of as an institution. And it was just absolutely wonderful to start out on Friday with the Founders Day convocation. And my mentor, Hilda Penix Ragland, was our keynote speaker. And she really brought home, the importance of what we do as educators and our students being a part of this HBCU community. And she has really been a champion for HBCUs as a Fortune 500 senior business executive. So it was really good to have her on campus, and she reflected on ECSU's rich history and legacy and inspired our students to focus on 3 C's, Clay.
Yes.
And those 3 C's, she mentioned competence, confidence, and courage. And so we walked away with a very inspirational message from her. And it was just an exciting event. So then Saturday. So Saturday comes, and that's the Foundation Gala that you referenced. And the gala was absolutely beautiful. The decorations were amazing. It was such a very nice setting. And yes, people showed up in their black tie and gowns. And I saw some very beautiful ladies and handsome men, and everyone just came together for, such a very important fundraiser. So I'm grateful to ECSU community of employees, alumni, supporters, and friends for the overwhelming support of our 16th Founders Day Gala back in person.
Outstanding. And again, that money is raised to help with student scholarships. And we had a record number this year, which was wonderful. And again, when you say it sold out, that tells you right there that everybody was just ready to get back to normal, get back in there, and just have a good time all together.
Yes, and we raised $172,000.
That is outstanding.
Yes, that's the largest amount raised for the gala since its beginning, and that's $33,000 more than we raised last year. So it does help a lot that everyone contributes, and it does go towards scholarships for our students, and our students deserve those opportunities to pursue their higher education goals and dreams, and sometimes they need that scholarship just to help seal the deal. So the funds will go towards scholarship opportunities for our students. And we also honored 6 outstanding leaders.
Yes.
3 of our alumni, distinguished alumni, for their accomplishments in their industries, from education to public service, and their investment that they have made over the years to ECSU. So I was quite honored to provide them with an award for their service, as the Chancellor Legacy Award was presented to them during the gala. And it was just a very nice event.
Yeah, I think everybody enjoyed it. If you want to see pictures and more from the gala, all you have to do is go to our newsroom online at newsroom.ecsu.edu and see everything that took place for the Founders Day convocation as well as the gala. And I know we're already looking forward to next year, so it's always a special time.
We're looking forward to it.
It's Conversations with the Chancellor here on WRVS 89.9, your community voice. And Chancellor, while we have some time, we're getting ready here at this radio station for Success Fest. It's our annual membership drive. And of course, we always have to reach out to our listeners. We're listener supported, so we're looking for those donations to come in. You've always talked about how important this radio station is, not only to ECSU, but how vital it is to Northeastern North Carolina as far as getting our message out and making sure that we, dictate the narrative and make sure that, and the radio station is a major part of that. And I know how much you support it every year. We're looking forward to kicking it off on Sunday, and Success Fest is going to be a week-long celebration of, not only this radio station, but what we've been able to provide as a service to the community. And I'm sure you're looking forward to it too.
Oh, yes, definitely looking forward to Success Fest. And, as you said, we want those donations to come into WRVS 89.9 for all the work that you all do in the community, representing ECSU, this radio station as a service to the community. The funds will continue to support on-air programming, equipment upgrades, student training, and community outreach activities at the station. So this year's campaign will help the staff at WRVS provide student volunteers with more training and professional development opportunity. And it's about the students. Clay, you do an amazing job.
Thank you.
Love listening to your show, and we love the team here at WRVS. Yeah. But more importantly, you all take on the responsibility of training the next generation.
That's right. That's correct.
And so Success Fest will help us to raise money. So I encourage my sorority sisters of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated to support the station's goal of raising $10,000, and also to the Divine Nine in general. Come on out and send those donations. We need you all. And also I'll mention the Links Incorporated, Elizabeth City chapter, all those who are out there supporting ECSU. Please help us with Success Fest to be successful. Our churches, our community, our friends of the university, our alumni, anyone and everyone. We want you to donate during Success Fest to WRVS 89.9.
I love it. It all begins this Sunday. It lasts all week long, all the way through the 31st. And if you don't want to wait to make a donation, just go to our official website at www.ecsu.edu/WRVS to make your donation count. It's Conversations with the Chancellor, Clay Mercer here with ECSU Chancellor Dr. Carrie Dixon. And ECSU is excited about all the partnerships that we have. We have partnerships with community colleges. We have partnerships, but aviation continues to make things happen. And we want to talk a little bit about the opportunities that are coming from the recent partnership that we have with PSA Airlines. This is a special moment for this university. Talk a little bit about what this partnership brings to ECSU and the opportunity it gives to the students.
Oh, yes. So I'll say, from the very start, when I started as chancellor here at ECSU and realized that we had a niche here, something that no one else had in the state of North Carolina in regards to higher education offerings, and that is our signature program, Aviation Science, the only 4-year degree program in aviation science in the state of North Carolina. I set out a goal at that point to say, I want to build relationships, get my foot in the door is the quote that I would say I use with these commercial airlines. And that is finally coming to fruition. And I'm really excited about the partnerships. We started out with United Airlines. We now have Delta Airlines. We have JetBlue. And just recently, as you mentioned, PSA Airlines. And they left a gift for us, Clay, $30,000.
That's a nice gift.
From the company, to give to our students for scholarships. And so we're really excited about these partnerships. We are excited about our aviation program. We're doing great things as we contribute to the aviation industry. We know that there's been an influx of pilots retiring, and so our alumni are going out and doing great things in both the private space and the commercial space of the aviation industry. So this is an exciting time, and not just our flight students. I have to say, with aviation, we have avionics, we have aviation management, we have air traffic control, and just recently in fall 2019, we are the only university offering a 4-year degree in unmanned aircraft systems, also known as drones. So we're doing some very innovative things here at ECSU, and we're preparing our students for the future and future jobs and opportunities. And the airlines are taking notice.
Yes, they are.
And they're coming to us, and it feels great.
And that's the wonderful thing. And not only that, the word is getting out, not only around the nation, but around the world of what ECSU is providing. And so it's a beautiful thing that's happening here at ECSU on this campus. And there's a great opportunity for you at Open House for you to learn about life as a Mighty Viking, especially if you want to continue your education. We'll talk more about Open House in a moment, but Chancellor, I want to kind of bring in our special guest for today. today.
Yes.
And she's a friend of this radio station, a friend of mine. And she's back in a comfortable seat. This is where she usually sits anyway. So, Chancellor, could you please introduce our special guest for today?
I am very, very proud to introduce the amazing, outstanding, beautiful, kind-hearted, both inside and out, major coach, leader, all these words I want to. If you all, my listeners, if you could see her right now, she is like covering her face up.
Yes.
But she is our championship coach.
Yeah.
Miss Tynesha Lewis, and she is absolutely amazing. If you have not met her, you need to meet her. She is amazing on the court and off the court. She's a scholar, biology and chemistry degrees from NC State, and then an MBA, and I'm trying to get her to go back and get that PhD, and I know she's going to do it very soon. I'm going to go ahead and claim that. But she is absolutely amazing. Yeah. So the CIAA was a wonderful experience. It was epic. And I want to congratulate, our men's team on a good season, that they had a good run, but I'm especially excited for our women's basketball team. Yeah. And it was an opportunity for us to witness history being made and to celebrate them capturing that CIAA tournament championship. And the first time in the history of ECSU, the women brought it home. Yeah. I am just so excited, as you can tell in my voice. Yeah. And I'm excited to have Coach Lewis join us on the show again. Yeah. And I want her to talk about the experience from her standpoint, because she knew. And by the way, Coach, did you see someone reposted that picture when I looked at you and gave you 2 thumbs up?
Yes.
I had her right here, Clay. I was looking her right in her eyes. I told her she could do it. I knew she could do it. And the women brought it home. Yes, and so I'm so excited to have her here. So, Coach Lewis, I'm not going to take any more of your thunder. Go ahead I said I was going to turn the mic over to you. Yeah. So go ahead.
You know what? This feels like an episode of I Can Coach Yourself. So I'm happy to have you back in here all times. And Athletic Director James Dubose talked a lot about ECSU and bringing a championship culture to this university. Obviously, we want to recognize our volleyball team, our CIAA championship volleyball team, and of course, women's basketball, a wonderful job in Baltimore. But you're a major part of that championship culture. Talk a little bit about when he says that, what does that mean to you? And obviously, you're on the right path. We brought home that championship.
When people speak your language, it resonates in your spirit. Like-minded visionaries. The culture starts with Dr. Dixon and the people here. A level of excellence, like Dr. Dixon's leadership on this campus is, we make no excuses. No matter what, we are in the solution business. Yeah. We know what the problems are, but what's the solution? And we don't spend too much time worrying about the problems. We figure out how to make it work with what we have and still be excellent. Yeah. And that's the ECSU way. And nothing was perfect this year. Up and down, all around. We looked like the Bulls with the Jordan. You look like Jordan when he played for the Bulls.
We're gonna do that.
And then we look like the Wizards.
Oh, don't do
when
that.
He played for the Wizards.
Oh my!
But you just got to get hot at the end. Keep the faith.
That's right.
And win 4 games in 5 days, and voila, here you are. But kids work hard.
Yeah.
And, Coach Wood, and we definitely just kept our faith because of volleyball. We watched their season and how they went through a little lull, but they weren't playing their best.
That's correct, yeah.
The best, best play, best volleyball at the moment, but they figured out at the end how to get hot. So when we got a little stagnant, Coach Wood and I just had conversations like, volleyball hit a spot like this. We just got to keep our eyes on the prize. And so, oh man, it worked out. Yeah, it did.
Some people may think you just pulled up in Baltimore, won a few games, and got the championship, and y'all did what you needed to do. But this is a process, and it actually started in the off season after the 2021-2022, or that season, last season before this one. the recruiting, and you talked a little bit about what points you wanted to hit for recruiting. You wanted to make sure that, the bench was solid, that when you bring in 5 players and the 5 players, the starters go to the bench, that the 5 players that go back in, no drop off. They play just like the starters, if not better. I think you got that done this season. Do you feel pretty comfortable about what you all were able to accomplish? Obviously, the championship solidifies what your mindset was going into the season.
We had a lot of injuries, but these kids didn't make excuses. We have several players that are going to have surgery in the offseason. But, they deferred it because they knew that we were going to do something special. And banged up, and they are amazing. They understood that we were greater together than individually, and that's hard for this generation. Yeah. That's hard for every generation.
Very much so, yeah.
So the work they did, I was so proud of them, how hard they worked. And every kid on our team can play. And they can play anywhere and play significant minutes somewhere else if they wanted to. But they wanted to play here, they wanted to play for me, and they wanted to play for each other. So I don't take that lightly. And I was just grateful that they saw the results of pulling together. I think they need to see that just in real life, and when you get out there in the real world, people tell you can do it by yourself. They're lying to you. And so hopefully this application of building a team that you don't necessarily have to like everybody, but if you have a common goal and you do what you do, and the other people do what they do,
that's right,
then there's nothing that we can't accomplish.
Yeah,
that's right.
That level of sacrifice, just from what you said, the players held off from getting, surgeries, whatever they needed, because they felt the need to accomplish this goal first. What does that mean? I mean, that is. I mean, just to hear that, it hit me kind of hard. I had to bring that to the table.
I mean, we have if we had stayed healthy, oh man,
yeah,
it's amazing what we could have pulled off. We had some that go out early, during the season, out 2 weeks, 3 weeks, back and forth. It's just a juggling act, trying to who would play, who would be able to play, and then just life happens. The kids have parents that not doing well, sick, they got to go home, and it's not a conversation of do you want to go home. You going home.
You got no choice, right?
to check on this person until, because they're no good, which I wouldn't be either.
That's right.
Until they know things are okay at home. So it's just a great learning experience as a coach, just to watch them in awe of just how dedicated they were to the goal. And I just hope that they told me, Coach, you got to celebrate the wins longer. I said, I'll let y'all do that. I gotta work on something else right now. But they should celebrate being a part of history, and also that there's a price for a prize. I don't think we live in instant, microwave time where we want things to happen right now, and it just doesn't work like that. It's not real life. Stuff is gonna look ugly before it really looks good.
I believe it. Yeah.
And so, just the price of enduring, that it can be amazing if you do it.
Clay, and I know you probably saw, I don't know, just hearing Coach say that about the players and how they were just so determined. Yeah. You could see it, just reflecting on it. Sure. Like I'm seeing Kia and others going up and down the court. I mean, I could tell at some point she was in pain, but she kept going because, it's almost like they had this bond that was very evident amongst themselves that they were going to do this, and they were going to do it for their coach. They were going to do it for the university. And, it's almost like they were saying, respect the Vikings.
Oh, very much so.
Oh, no doubt.
Very much so.
No doubt. They felt disrespected a little bit at the awards banquet, where no superlatives for anybody on our squad, and I love that, because then we could use, Coach, I'm gonna use that this week. Yeah. Hey, show them why they should have. Yep. And one of the sayings was they don't vote on championships. They vote on who's defensive player of the year. Right. They vote on all first team, second team, but they don't vote on who holds the trophy.
That's right.
And so that's what really, after that I was a worried before the banquet. But after that banquet, I was like, thank you. See, I just needed a little gasoline.
I like it.
And they were on it. And there's nothing that, Coach Wood and I didn't, we were just sat back and just watched, them police themselves, coach themselves, hold each other accountable. And so I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Life for you had to change after Baltimore.
Yeah.
So I want you to kind of give me an understanding of what life was before and what life has been after this championship was brought home.
Well, I like to go home and do nothing, just enjoy doing nothing after watching film and stuff like that. My phone, I want to throw it away. But I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I am grateful. I don't want to come across as not being grateful. But it's been a lot. It's slightly overwhelming at times. But what these young folks have done deserves all that they're getting. So just trying to always think about that and celebrate. It is first ever. Yeah. Ever. Wow. Yeah. And
that's the thing.
Yeah, my mom reminds me.
She let you know on the regular, right?
You better answer that call. Call them back.
Yeah.
Talk to them. I said, yes, ma'am. Because it's a big deal.
It is. And for the team, I guess.
It was absolutely.
Do they understand it? Do they know that this isn't like we've won championships previously? This is the first ever. They're etched in stone. Yeah. Every name.
History.
It's historic. Do they understand? Have they understood the scope of it even to this day?
I don't know. I think they get a better grasp than me. But it's a big deal. Yeah. And so
it's a huge deal.
It is. And the more.
And I'm going to toot her horn a little bit more because, this is a coach who was presented with the first opportunity to serve as a head coach. So Coach Lewis, from the start, I knew she could do this. And I knew, though she was a first-year coach, and sometimes people think that you have to have coaches as head coaches that have been experienced or have several head coaching opportunities. But something in me just said, she's the one. And, and there were some who were a little concerned about, this is her first head coaching job. But I knew she was going to be okay. So to have a championship as a first-time coach in the second season, that's huge.
Yeah, I think about that. Yeah.
That is huge. And then on top of that, her first season being coach of the year.
Oh, yeah. Not only that, but making it to the championship game in that first season of the CIAA tournament. Yes. And then to come and finish the job off that. And that's outstanding, Coach.
It's absolutely.
I know it's hard to kind of feel it right now and to take it all in, but I'm sure at some point you'll understand how special this moment has been for you.
Yeah, the first person I went to when I went on the court after the buzzer went off was that one right there.
I saw that hug. I saw the hug.
Because I knew she could do it. Yeah. I knew she could do it, and I believed in her. I believed in the team. I told them that, and so I'm just so proud of her. Yeah. I'm just so proud.
I think everybody is. And Coach, just so you know, championship or not, we'd be proud of you because you've done the job. A leader of women and a leader of these students. And I always talk about coaches. You always talk about what you do on the basketball court, helping them with their skills, getting them better on the court. But it's off the court. The life lessons that they learn that you have been able to provide these students, it's immense. And so, I want to say, thank you for what you've been able to do for these student athletes these past 2 years. And I'm sure you're going to continue to do it for years to come. Real quick before we finish off, Coach, the off season now. What does life look like for you now? What are you doing? I'm sure you're traveling here and there. Recruiting continues all the time. Is that kind of what life is day in and day out now?
Well, what's going on right now? I tell my players all the time, thank you, because you have got me invited to places that only you have to win to get there. So I'm getting these invitations like, hey, can you come to this? Can you come to that? I'm like, I didn't get nothing up last year. so I'm going to the Final Four, which I'm not really. I just, I go because I have to.
Sure.
Like, but there's several events now that I have to go to because you're a champion. It's funny. so there's some events I have to go to. But in real life, this time is like my favorite time of the year to not really move. I watch basketball all day, boys, girls, NIT, CBI, all of it is on right now. But definitely recruiting. People want to play for a school that wins. And so Coach Wood and I are sifting through hundreds of emails a day.
Wow.
That's great.
Which is absolutely great.
Yes.
A lot of Division II schools don't have the budget to travel everywhere, but now, they're coming to us. And so that helps a lot as well.
What about the upcoming? You have some exciting things coming up. Starting.
I knew we were going to get to it at some point. I was going to bring it up. But you could talk a little bit about what's to come here. Something about a key.
Oh, man. My awesome town of Macclesfield, North Carolina.
Yes.
Population 32, including me, is throwing a shindig for me and the team. So I'm super excited. I love my hometown, 252.
Yeah.
They've supported me from the Southwest Edgecombe, South Edgecombe days. They follow me to NC State, WNBA. Yeah, they're doing they're celebrating the team. Doing what is it called? History Day, I guess. And my family, my ECSU family, is going to join me down there.
Yes.
And
we will be there, Coach. We will be there.
I'm super excited.
I'm glad.
I get to share it with the community that made me.
Yeah.
Small town. I just remember my dad had a car accident with my junior year in high school, and we would have to make some really hard decisions about, where I would go, how far away from home I would go. And, dad breadwinner of the family, and he was just an accident that he hasn't worked from since, but because of the community that surrounded my family, that we didn't miss a beat. And so my brother and I are just, forever grateful to the 252 Macclesfield, that the school system surrounded our family. The community showed up for my dad and my mom and myself. And so, I'm here because of them.
Yeah.
They allowed me to go.
Yes.
Because I knew that everything would be okay. Because my family's there. So I'm just, they want to celebrate me and celebrate us. So sometimes it's hard to let people celebrate you.
Yeah.
But I'm just grateful that it's just nobody deserves it more than ECSU. And nobody deserves it more than my kids. Yeah. So opportunity for them to see people celebrate them and me.
Yes.
It's going to be great. That's April 8th.
Yep.
Macclesfield, North Carolina. Just put in Macclesfield. It's just one place there.
You can find it. Yeah.
You can't. It's just Macclesfield. Just go. You'll see it.
Yeah.
That one caution light. We there. We right there. And that's where everything is. That's downtown, uptown, and round town.
You need to stop it. You need to stop it. You said there's something about that bus when ECSU Vikings is on the side, and when it pulls up, it just does something for you.
So it's in my hometown.
Yeah. So
I made it.
Yeah. So it's going to happen again on April 8th. It's a special moment for you, but this has just been a special year, really for you and the ladies. So again, congratulations on everything, and we're sure that the future is going to be bright for ECSU women's basketball, and you've done a wonderful job. So thank you for everything that you've been able to bring to the table here at ECSU.
Thank you.
Conversations with the Chancellor, Clay Mercer here, ECSU Chancellor Dr. Carrie Dixon. I told Coach it's a forever celebration because of the historic moment.
Yes.
And, this celebration will not end. I don't care what happens next season or the seasons past that. We will always go back to this because it's just a major moment. And I'm so proud to have been able to see it from fruition, from her first game as a coach here at ECSU all the way up until now. It's just been a special trip.
It definitely has. And we're excited also because, this year's the 50th anniversary of Title IX.
Yes, that's correct.
And so to have our volleyball team and our women's basketball team, head coach, female, to have all of that come together in celebration of Women's History Month and Title IX 50th anniversary when women had access, was provided access to athletics and educational opportunities. I mean, this is just really big, a really big celebration. So we think we're going to celebrate a while longer.
Yeah, a long time. No question about that.
The rest of the year, at least, at minimum.
Oh, well, Chancellor, this is usually the time I turn the microphones off, let you speak to the listeners, and give them a little words of encouragement, say hello to everyone, and let them know what's to come.
Again, thank you so much for joining the show today, and we're just so excited to have Coach Lewis here as a special guest, and we're just doing some really exciting things. It's a great day to be a Viking, and I'm just so proud to lead such a great institution, and we're doing some amazing things, listeners. So we want you to be a part of it. Continue to support ECSU, support WRVS 89.9, support our athletics program, and we need everyone just to continue to pour into Elizabeth City State University, because we want this foundation to be strong so that it is sustainable for many, many generations to come. And so I'm just really excited about the direction. I'm excited about the energy that the Vikings are bringing. Now, we had 40 students on campus, and they came from Wake County, and they were in the bookstore buying jackets and T-shirts, and just to see people proud to be Vikings. I mean, it just makes me feel so excited about the work I do and why I do it, and why it's so important that we express how valuable our community is, our faculty, our staff, our students, our alumni, everyone just coming together and wanting to see the greatness of the Viking family. And so this is an exciting time, Clay. And I just ask the listeners to continue to support us, continue to show up, and yell Viking Pride 3 times, and we'll yell it back to you. But we're just really excited and looking forward to seeing everyone on campus come visit, walk around, get some exercise, walk the dog on a leash, that is, and be on campus and really celebrate with us. I think everybody should be so proud to be Vikings.
Yeah, I think so too. We're ending Women's History Month with 2 ladies who have made history. We want to thank Coach Lewis as well as ECSU Chancellor Dr. Carrie Dixon for everything that they have accomplished up to this point. Great things are ahead for ECSU. And of course, today, if you missed out on any parts of the show, you can go to our YouTube channel as well as on our Facebook page and listen anytime. Chancellor, thank you so much. And we'll catch up with you next month with more information to give to the listeners.
Yes, I'm excited about it. See you all next month.